What's up, everybody? Anthony here, Empire Music, empiremusic.com. Phone number of the shop, as always, 412-343-5299. Got 10 incredible guitars here to show you. I'm gonna start off with some really crushing Gibson custom shop stuff. But I do want to take a second and just say thanks to everyone that came out to our Martin Tonewood Masterclass last week. I know Joe already had a chance to thank you on Friday. But, you know, it was really nice to see some new faces here in the shop. Excellent amount of information from Joe, from Justin, Danny Brown, Brendan Hackett, our Martin rep. You know, we had those guys in from the factory, and really between it was a great quartet of guys there. Just like, you know, I had a chance to sit there and learn a lot myself every time I hear those guys have a chance to pontificate on all things Tonewoods. It's really incredible. And you know, I always say it in these New This Week videos, especially when I start to talk about acoustic guitars, and these Gibsons are no exception, even though I'm talking about the Martin event. Really the knowledge that I get every time I hear those gentlemen describe the way the tones change in the guitars is really exceptional. If you didn't get a chance to make it into the shop, was able to put a live stream together kind of at the last second there. So you can hop over to that on our YouTube channel. In fact, if I remember correctly, I will put a link to that here in the description, and maybe put a card up on the video. So if you're watching this on a desktop, you'll be able to quickly hop over to that. So again, just thanks to everyone that came out. Tonewood Masterclass with Martin Custom Shop. Really talked a lot about our Empire spec guitars, which I've shown you tons of times in these videos. But if you have any questions about Tonewood, call us at the shop, 412-343-5299. Everyone on staff here, we're very knowledgeable about Tonewoods when it comes to acoustic guitars because of all that work we do with Martin, with Taylor, with Gibson. You know, and that's building every day. So I feel like every day, everyone here is getting stronger and stronger at understanding the Tonewoods as we get a chance to play them and experience them and have the opportunity to have events like we had last week. So again, thanks to everyone for coming in. If you didn't catch it, link in the description to see the live stream on that. Let's dive into these, like I've said, these Gibson custom shops we've been getting in. When we had our greatest guitar sale ever, our Gibson rep was in the house and brought a few of these custom shops in, and like I think everyone's jaw just kind of hit the floor when we heard them. So SJ200, I said it right before this video, it's a 57 SJ200. Thermally aged, so like a baked Sitka spruce top, maple back and sides in the super jumbo. When you hold these guitars and you just pick them up outside, we talked a lot about the weight of some of the Tonewoods at that event and how that impacts the sound and the voice of the instrument. We get into something like this, you just pick it up right away. This feels like a straight up vintage guitar that's just been around forever. It's crazy lightweight for having maple back and sides. And they are just, it's an absolute cannon, and it is just, sometimes when you say the word cannon on a guitar, you think, oh, it's just gonna be loud. No, just the tonal spectrum that you get out of this and the sensitivity out of something like this just really is exceptional when you hear it. What's cool about this too on the Gibson is this 25/5 scaling, so you get the longer scaling, something we don't typically see from a lot of the Gibson acoustics. So SJ200, 63, and God, I know I'm gonna get my years wrong, 39 SJ100, so thermally aged, so baked again, red spruce top, mahogany back and sides. So we have that bright character from maple. Maple also has a fair amount of bass. We have the scooped out kind of mid-range in that though. Here we gain that back with mahogany. We still have that longer scale length, so you know that accentuates that mid-range. You don't have, you know, a short scale length sometimes can add some low end to it. A little different on basses, but on acoustic guitars, I certainly notice it. So you pull some of that mid-range out. Outside of that, you know, sonic stuff, it's just, they just look so good. I mean, you strum any basic chord on this and it just lights up. If you're playing heavy with a pick, there's enough headroom on it. You're playing light fingerstyle, there's enough vocal character to it. Really beautiful sounding instruments. And what is this, a 55, right? Yeah, 55 J45 lightest. These are all Murphy Labs. There's a level of relicing with it. This is the lightest one of them all. Slip shoulder dread, pretty classic. Now we're in thermally aged Sitka spruce top, mahogany back inside, same as the last. Different body shape, not in that super jumbo package. Shorter scaling, so you're at the 25-7.5. A little more traditional, what we think of as traditional when we talk about Gibson. And it just says J45 on the stamp in there. It really, they recreate these historic instruments just in a real breathtaking fashion in the custom shop there with the Murphy Lab package on it. So I love these. I mean, I'm really just enamored with the way some of these Gibson acoustics sound. I just think they're incredible. And then some more favorites, like we're just killing it with the Gibson Custom Shop. This is a 57 Les Paul Jr. dog ear P90 in its solid mahogany body with the 50s profile on it. I just think, I mean, I say it all the time, my P90 is my favorite electric guitar pickup on it. And it gives you a little bit of that humbucker growl, gives you a little bit of that single coil kind of, in a good way, piercing thing. It really splits the difference on it. Just super cool in the Murphy Lab package here. This is the first time I've seen this in a custom shop. One of my favorite models in general, so it's cool to see it in the custom shop. And then always in the running too, a 1960, it's kind of the same thing, but with the double cut. So, you know, the cutaway on both sides of it. Same pickup in that, but here you have this slimmer 60s profile on it in TV yellow. Like, come on, like let's go. Like, it's just such a great looking finish on that. The checking's awesome. Stuff that comes out of the Murphy Lab, so cool. It's a little bit different than what we see out of the Fender Custom Shop. Both have their merits and their beauty to it, just a little bit different. And it's just so cool to see these platforms here at Empire Music. Moving over to Fender Custom Shop, we'll kind of finish up there. Got 3 finishes in the Empire 58 P-Bass. This is my favorite one going that we got. Charcoal Frost Metallic with a black anodized guard. All the specs will carry over here on the next one. I think my beard hitting the, my beard is totally disheveled today, by the way. I'm in the middle of moving and none of my products are available for me, so I apologize for my appearance. Charcoal Frost Metallic, black anodized guard. All the specs, we're going to share that on the 58s. Roasted alder body, quarter sawn roasted, one-piece maple neck. Love the non-roasted skunk stripe on the back. Our Empire exclusive pickup in it. So Journeyman Relic here. So that would make that an aged Charcoal Frost Metallic. We move over to NOS. First one of this finish to come through. This is an antique burst. Pretty interesting too. So in the antique burst, you know, there's all these variations of sunburst. 3-tone sunburst, 2-tone sunburst, violin burst, target burst, bleached 3-tone sunburst. Antique burst though, you have this really nice golden hue interior of the burst. And then it fades out to this subtle kind of burnt amber, burnt umber kind of finish. If you're a painter, you know what burnt umber is. That's a very important color in the painting schemes. So is burnt amber. But it's not so overly orange out in this middle kind of character to it, out to the dark brown edge. Same specs, just looks great. NOS finish. Then we move over to Heavy Relic in a 2-tone sunburst. And a quick little guide to when we're talking about Empire 58 P-basses. So in a Heavy Relic, it's going to be faded and aged, whatever the finish is, generally speaking, 99.9% of the time. NOS would be a standard finish, and then Journeyman, as we saw in the first, we would just do age. So when we say Heavy Relic, the fact that we're getting the finish to be as kind of worn out as we want it to be on a 58 outside of a master built, we do faded and we do age to kind of help that process along, make it look like something that's been beat up, been played, been around for a long time. So 2-color sunburst with the gold anodized guard. Love this one. Really love this. Super dark maple neck on that too. Exceptional. Then a custom Telecaster in a Twilight burst. And what's cool about this is Fire Mist Silver out to Tahitian Coral, I think. I'm sorry, Candy Tangerine. So that's the 2 finishes that kind of come together here for the Twilight burst. This is in Super Heavy Relic, Blackguard Tele pickup, and a Kniffy wide range in the neck. That's a combination that we like here in the shop. Love the dome control knobs on it. But that pickup combination on that's something that we've had a lot of success with, and I think Fender has too. It gives you that punchy, or I'm sorry, not punchy as much, but bright upper mid-range character out of that Blackguard pickup. But you have this wide range Kniffy pickup for like more bottom end, a little bit more warmth you can get out of that neck pickup. That's super cool. And then the all rosewood twisted telly. This looks like, there's a very famous guitar player that did a very famous rooftop concert. They were in a very famous band that wrote really, really terrible tunes for their entire career. This looks a lot like that guitar, and I'm joking about the terrible tunes, but this is all rosewood, Indian rosewood on it. And we see these come through every now and again, twisted telly pickups in it. It's got some weight to it, but man, they just look cool, and these never last very long. So anything you see in the video, feel free to reach out at the shop, 412-343-5299. This is new this week. See you next week. Thanks.